What's up everybody, and welcome to a suggestion video featuring all of the Smokejumpers from Planes, Fire, and Rescue. This was suggested to me by Sebastian Metayer. Thank you very much for the suggestion, I really do appreciate it, and if any of you would like to suggest something yourself, the information on how to do so is in the description below, along with the information on how to request something on your birthday. So let's jump right into the review here of all the Smokejumpers. So to begin, I'll just give you guys all of their names. So at the front here we have Dynamite, over on the left Pinecone, on the right Avalanche, and in the back right here we have Drip, and back left is Blackout. Now these three right here, Blackout, Drip, and Avalanche, were all released in the first ever case for Planes, Fire, and Rescue back in early summer of 2014, and they have become peg warmers, which basically means that they're not hard to find at all. They warm the pegs basically. They are very easy to find. A lot of stores carry them and are not being able to sell them. However, these two right here, Pinecone and Dynamite, are not really the same case. Pinecone was released in the case after the case with these three right here, but is still a little bit harder to find. But it's not that hard to find, it's just kind of a little bit less common one. And now Dynamite is the most rare of them all. Her single release didn't hit Target stores, or any store for that matter, much at all. I did see her at Target a few times, but not that much at all. But she is showing up at a lot of TJ Maxx stores. I've seen a bunch of them there, and my TJ Maxx only sells them for $2. So if you don't have Dynamite, I definitely recommend checking out your local TJ Maxx. She was also released in a 7-pack, I believe, called Welcome to Piston Peak, that included all these other re-releases, all the Smokejumpers, Maru, and a Dusty, and this was the only car that was really rare. So I waited and bought one offline, I believe in late 2014. So now let's get into a review of each of them individually. Let's start off here with Avalanche, who is probably my favorite, but I don't really know. They're all pretty cool. Now, despite the fact that they're not really hard to find or anything, they are very unique, and I feel like they're some of the oddities of the Cars and Planes universe, as there are nothing really like these out of all the diecasts made. So as you can see on Avalanche here, it says his name, and he has the Smokejumpers logo right there. He is number 55. I don't really know why they give them numbers, but they do. And he kind of resembles a bobcat, if you guys know what that is. It's kind of like a small bulldozer, I guess you could say. And this arm doesn't move here, unfortunately. But I believe the Disney store made a version of Avalanche here that actually moves. But this one's just stationary. And unfortunately, though, they didn't add any like dirt detailing to his little shovel here. I wish they did that. His treads are also stationary, and instead he has small wheels underneath to move there. And on the back you could just see some taillights, not really any other detailing. My only really complaint with these Smokejumpers is that I wish they added some more dirt detailing, because obviously they're not going to be the most clean because they're fighting forest fires and probably getting a little dirty. Now, there are a few diecasts that are kind of similar to Avalanche here, but definitely, as you can see, not that similar. Of course, we have Choi the Bulldozer from El Matador here, and the reason I'm showing them is because they're kind of similar, like bulldozers, but Choi is a lot bigger. He's got a huge scoop, bigger treads, but you guys can kind of see in idea they're the same, I guess. And we also here have Yeti, who is also kind of like a bulldozer. He's got the shovel in the front there and has treads, but a lot smaller than Avalanche. And I just want to stress, Avalanche is a huge diecast. Let's just pull over McQueen here. And there, as you can see, he's basically twice the height of McQueen, and is the length basically, or is even longer than McQueen, which it's just crazy how big Avalanche is. He is one big diecast and is even pretty heavy, so he's definitely worth being the deluxe in the Planes line. Alright, now let's move on to Dynamite here, which is also one of my favorite Smokejumpers because of, I guess maybe her rarity or uniqueness, because She has these wheels that are very different than all the other ones here, because most of these guys have like treads or whatnot, but Dynamite here actually has just regular wheels that still have tread markings on them, which is a nice detail that Mattel added there. You guys can see that. She does have the Smokejumpers logo on her side there, saying Dynamite right there. She is number 22. She's got some overhead lights right there, and has, I guess, a little spot to hold something small in the back here, but definitely nothing to hold something big. Now this looks like some sort of antenna, so she can communicate back with the Piston Peak control tower. And there's nothing really much else about her. Her back half here is suspended up quite a bit from her front half. If you can see that, it's on a slant there. I don't really know why, but I mean, it's kind of like a really cool off-road car. I guess it kind of reminds me of, like, I don't know, like a buggy or something, like a sand dune buggy. It's kind of what she reminds me of. Now let's move on to Pinecone here. It was a pretty cool smoke jumper in my opinion. I believe I actually did a review of her back when she came out. There you got the Smokejumpers logo, number 10 on the top there. And this is actually a pretty cool one, though. I wish that this moved right here, this scoop or whatever you want to call it, moved. I believe, again, the Disney Store version has a moving scoop. And she also has these treaded tires right here, which are pretty nice. Now, one complaint I do have about her is that a lot of her is plastic. Basically, all the yellow on her is plastic. I believe the only metal is this orange part here where her basically head is, and that's basically all the metal you got on her, which is a little disappointing because I feel like they could have added a little bit more metal to her. There you go, you can see Pinecone on the side there, and kind of like a cage window, just like any construction vehicle would have. And another cool feature about it is that she's got this right here, which I don't really know what it is. It's probably like some sort of review mirror, but it just kind of resembles that. It does look a little bit different, but it probably is a review mirror there. Now let's move on to Drip, who is probably my least favorite smoke jumper, just because he just, I don't know, just not one of my favorites, not too appealing. He's got this opening and closing like grabber scoop thing he has. Unfortunately, again, it's stationary on the Mattel version, same thing with the arms. And he's got fake treads and small wheels on the bottom here to help him roll. Drip, number 36, and it's kind of cool because if you look at his little hat up here, this black part right here, it looks like he has it faced around backwards, just like some people in real life do, which is pretty cool. I like that they did that. I'm going to kind of add some more personality to these characters. Smokejumpers logo right there, and nothing else really for Drip. He does look happy though, which is always good. You always want some happy characters to appeal for the kids. Kids aren't probably not gonna really buy any of the sad-faced cars, if you know what I'm saying. And here we have Blackout, which is the final smoke jumper, and he is pretty cool. He has this moving saw right here. Unfortunately, though, it does not move, but it is pretty detailed, as you could see. Textured and silver, just a very nicely detailed, I have to say. You can see some other parts here that would move if it actually, you know, it would move, but obviously the Mattel version does not have that feature. And Blackout's got his name up there, Smokejumpers logo number 25. Again, not that much metal on poor Blackout right here, but still a pretty cool car. Unfortunately, though, has become quite a bit of a peg warmer. And you just kind of get bored of the peg warmers, despite how cool they may be. It's just kind of like a natural thing to get bored of the peg warmers. I mean, I think these are some pretty cool die-casts, but you just kind of get bored of them after a while, after seeing them literally every time you go to a store. So thank you guys for watching this video, and thank you Sebastian Metayer for the suggestion. I hope the video lived up to what you'd hoped it'd be, and I'll see you guys on Saturday for another video. I believe the video that will be coming out is Deluxe Case B with Bessie and Studs McGirdle. So I'll see you guys then. Bye now.